Good morning, everybody. It's time for Testy Tuesday, and oh, do I have a good one for you today. This one is really going to make your brain stretch to the limit. Well, maybe not, but hey, we're talking the prophet Jeremiah. Now remember, Jeremiah was talking to the people, bringing the word of God to a people who were getting ready to be destroyed by the Babylonian Empire, and they're going to be carried off into captivity. In fact, his prophecies stretch into that very period, although he himself ends up dying in Egypt. But we come to a portion of the book of Jeremiah that our reading for this Sunday comes from. It's from the 11th chapter, verses 18 through 20. And we have a series of somethings, now you know what the test is, that Jeremiah launches into. And there's 7 of them. What are these somethings called? Are they called complaints? Are they called laments? Are they called judgments? Are they called supplications? Okay, well, let's go through that again. Are they called complaints, laments, judgments, or supplications? You have 20 seconds. Good luck. Dun, 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 dun. No, you don't have 20 seconds. What's your answer? The answer is laments. Laments. You may have got it correct because we've often referred to Jeremiah as the weeping prophet, because he does cry over the sad state of affairs in his nation down there in Judah, and he wishes that the people would listen to God, but they're just not. And so there is going to be judgment on the way. And yes, he does complain to God. And yes, he does pray his supplications to God. But technically, we call these laments. Now, some Bibles might have a little heading in there that doesn't call them laments. It might call them confessions. And they're really not confessions, because a confession is something that you're saying, hey, I've been sinful, I've done something wrong. And that's not what these are at all. They are laments. A lot like what we often find in the Psalms. We have different psalmists lamenting that things are just so bad. All right, so you have that going on here in Jeremiah. And what Jeremiah is saying, this is the very first of 7 of his laments. They are beautifully written, and they show the heart of the prophet. And in this particular lament, he looks to God and says, hey, you showed me everything I need to know, and you want me to proclaim to the people that they're headed in the wrong direction. And yet, this is what's happening to me. It does have the element of a complaint, all right? But I was like a gentle lamb led to the slaughter, and I did not know that it was against me that they devised schemes, saying, let us destroy the tree with its fruit. Let us cut him off from the land of the living, so his name will no longer be remembered. Yeah, here. All along, Jeremiah is thinking the people are complaining against him because they didn't like what God had to say. Well, that is true, but now they're going to take it out on Jeremiah. And how do you do that? Well, Jeremiah at this point is not married. He has no kids. And the way you basically erase someone from history is to kill him or her, whatever the case may be. You kill them, they have no heirs to carry on the family name. It's wiped out of the history books forever. That's the plans they had for Jeremiah. So what does Jeremiah do in this lament? Laments have like a complaint sort of thing at the front. That's why a lot of people think complaint was the right answer. No, technically it's a lament. But there is a complaint that's made to God, and then there's a resolution to it. And the resolution usually is, I'm just going to trust you to do what needs to be done, God. And that's what happens here. But you, O Lord of hosts, who judge righteously, who try the heart and the mind, let me see your retribution upon them, for to you I've committed my cause. Now, that is something that makes us a little bit leery when it comes to not just Jeremiah, but a lot of the different prophets, where they talk a lot about God, give them what they got coming to them, type of thing. And that's common, not only here, but also in the Psalms. And some of those Psalms being attributed to David. But it's always, God, you do it. You take care of it. This is really your problem. You deal with it. And there's a trust that God will do exactly that. This goes on. There's 7 more laments leading up in through chapter 20 in Jeremiah. But interwoven with it are some laments by the people themselves, also some by God. God joins in this back and forth lamenting type of scheme. So it's important that you keep all that in mind as you're reading Jeremiah. Jeremiah is a wonderful work of art as far as the poetry that's been put together. And we know that it's a book that was written and pulled together over time before it was found in its final form, back after the people were returning from exile. Finally, this book was put together. But all these words and actions of Jeremiah, they were taking place in real time. Well, God's blessings be with you. And you might be wondering, well, why are we even looking at this passage from Jeremiah? Aha. It all has a lot to do with our gospel lesson coming up for this Sunday. And you'll just have to wait until First Thoughts on a Friday when we talk about that. Blessings be with you. Enjoy your beautiful sunny day, because we're going to have a bit of that sunshine right up here in Western New York. Blessings be with you.